2 Corinthians chapter 3. End of 2 Corinthians 3. What? I don't know if Steve preached part of this in the last few weeks. I forgot. Farther down in chapter 4. But I'm going to preach it anyway.
Go ahead.
We talked about it enough, but I just figured it'd be a good time to throw it out there. So, we start in verse 17 of chapter 3, 2 Corinthians 3:17. It says, "Now the Lord is that Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty." How many like that? There's liberty. What does that mean? What is liberty?
Emancipation from bondage, freedom.
She's got the pre-chewed cheating version. Emancipation from bondage, freedom. Another word, it is freedom. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there's freedom. Another word is license. There's license. You have license to do right. To do what you should do, not what you want to do. You have a license. Before, you had no license.
That's right.
Before the Spirit of the Lord, you had no license. You had to do what you had to do. There wasn't, the Spirit of God wasn't there to make you free. It was written in. This is what you have to do. You have to sin. Sin was the only option. And what else could you do? All you could do was by the flesh. But when you got born again and the Spirit of God showed up, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is license to do right. License to do good. License to live like you should live. License. I like a license. I like having a license to do what I want to do. To do what's right. To go where I want, be what I want, have what I want. Do you ever feel like in your life you're tied into what you don't want? It's like it's just attached to you. And all that you can do, you just can't shake it. Paul said, when I want to do good, evil is present. But you have a license that evil can be removed.
Yes.
Or the power of that evil has been broken. The power has been removed. Before, the evil's present and the power's not broken. The power is there. The devil has the power. He has the authority. He's right there on you, and you have no say in the matter. All you can do is what he says. Now I've got a license. That when the devil shows up, here's my license. You know, just showing my license. Here's my license. I don't have to do what you say. I'm set free. I have a license to be free. It's nice. But the devil will try and talk you into, you're stuck. This is how it's going to be. This is how life's going to go. This is all there's ever going to be. You are what you are. You have what you have. You got to do what you got to do. Roanne's dad always likes the statement, genes is genes. Not in my life. If genes were genes, I wouldn't have a chance. There would be no opportunity. Genes are not genes, unless you're talking about the genes of Christ.
Being born again, yeah.
The genes that come through the blood of Jesus.
Yep.
That's my license.
Yep.
If genes are genes, fine, let's have it. Let's get all we can get.
Yes.
Let's do all we can do. Let's be all we can be. Because I've got a license. How many of you rely on the license? And how many rely on, I am what I am, it's never going to go away, I'm stuck, this is life, this is all I know, this is all I ever have, this is all I'll ever be? Think about it. I know you've had that conversation. I know every single person in here has had that conversation with the devil. As he has told you and told you and told you. If I didn't have this license, I would not be where I am or have what I have or do what I have done in my life up to this point. The license that came with Jesus made that all possible. I mean, I am a college retiree. Okay. That's
you want to say dropout?
Yeah, well, it was beyond a dropout. They said, you need to leave. I got a paper in the mail. My grades were bad enough. What do you call that? It was academic suspension for a semester. I just knew I was getting out. They said, get out, and I was never going back. And That's the last we ever had words. But so I call it a retiree. It sounds better. See, that's where my life was going. That's where it was headed. And that was right after I got saved. I mean, it was heading. I got saved in that semester. So in that 3-month period, that's when God was really starting to move in my life. But my genes had surfaced, and my baby had surfaced, and I'm feeling sorry for myself, and all this stuff had come out. And the Lord said, get out of here. He told me, get out. I don't want you in school anymore. Get out. Don't ever go back. So the only time I ever went back to college was to do a Bible study. But I have a license. How many of you have the license and you're willing to rely on that license? To rely on that license, you have to go beyond, willing to go beyond what you are. Willing to go beyond what the devil says you're going to be. Willing to go beyond your genes, beyond what life has taught you, beyond the experience of life that you've had up to this point. Are you willing to go from where you are to where that license can take you? Where can that license take you? Where?
To him, being like him.
To be like Jesus. Which means what? With him all things are possible.
Yep.
There's nothing impossible with Jesus. Where does that license take you? To the realm of all things are possible.
He mastered all things. He was master of all things.
Yep, he's master of all things. He has total authority over all things. Where do you want to live? That's where I want to live.
Yep.
There is liberty. There is license. That is absolute freedom. I am set free to do all of that. I'm not stuck where I am. It just seems that way at times. Doesn't it, Rosie? We keep saying, and we're going to invite everybody over, one day this is all going to be over. The cancer treatments, everything's going to be over. The doctors are going to say, okay, you're released, come back in whatever time. And that chair is going to be a nice bonfire out in the backyard. It comes into 2 pieces, and we're going to stack one piece on the other, dump gasoline on it, and I'm going to throw fire from a long distance away and watch it go boom!
Some of his clothes are going too.
Some of the clothes are going too. Why? Because we have a license. A license to be free. Any way the devil says you're stuck, this is how it's going to be, this is what's going to happen, it's not true. It's not true. I told her this weekend, why is the devil working so hard to convince you of something? Virgil used to always say, read the victory by the battle. How big is your battle? That's how big your victory is. What does he know that you don't know? What information does the devil have that you don't have yet? He knows it by the Spirit, but you don't know it by the Spirit yet. If you stop and be willing to use that license, you can know it by the Spirit. That's the big thing. The Spirit of God will tell you, will let you know, will give you hope. That's what hope is. Yep. The devil can see the hope that's available. He just tries to shut you off from that hope. That's what liberty is. That's what freedom is. I can see hope in the distance. I can see what's coming. I can see where we're going. I'm not even preaching this verse. This is just a place to start. So we can see all that. It's there and available for us to see. What do we have to do? Use that license. That license is there. The hope is there. The Spirit of God is there. He speaks to us. He talks to us. He'll tell us. He'll show us. Yeah. But the devil's there too. You just got to work around him. Devil, I've got a license. Shut up and get out of the way. I'm trying to see what's coming. I'm trying to see where I'm going. The Spirit of God will show you. That's what he's for. All right, let's go on. But we all, with open face, beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord. Stop there. But we all. Who is we all?
All of us.
All of
Saints.
we. We all is all of we. All of us. Everybody. All the saints. With open face. Open face here being unveiled or uncovered face. There's nothing in front of us. Nothing blocking the view. Beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord. A glass here is a mirror. Beholding as in a mirror. We should be able to look and see the glory of God in us. That's what he wants to stop you from seeing. The glory of God that radiates from you. Because if you read farther back in chapter 3, what's it talking about? Moses. Moses coming down from the mountain, how he had to veil his face because of the glory. If the glory of that was shadowed was this great, how much more the glory of us? And then he goes on and talks about, let's see, shall I read it? How should be the administration of the Spirit be rather glorious? If the administration of condemnation be glory, how much more the administration of righteousness exceed in glory? For even that which was made glorious had no glory in respect by reason the glory exceeded. Let's see. Moses put a veil, verse 13, put a veil over his face. The children of Israel could not steadfastly look to the end of that which was abolished. Their minds were blinded until the day remains. The veil is taken away in the reading of the Old Testament. See, it goes on and he's talking about Moses veiling his face. And now he's saying the veil was taken away. So if the glory of God shone from Moses, reflected from Moses, how much more from us? So he said, we all, with open face, with unveiled face, beholding as in a mirror the glory of God, we should be able to look into our own lives and see, I'm looking into a mirror and I see God's glory in us. Because the devil will talk you out of that. You have nothing. You're fooling yourself. You're not going anywhere. You're not doing anything. You've got nothing. You never had nothing. You're never going to have anything. This is it. Get ready. Get used to it. This is it. You're never going to be a threat to the devil. How many have heard that conversation? Had that argument. It's not even an argument. It's one-sided because you're thinking, yeah, oh man, he's right. Better just sit here.